If you were to jump in a time machine and you go back in time and you run into the younger version of me and you tell me that I would eventually become a father of 5 and a full-time stay-at-home dad, I'd say you were nuts. What I thought was going to be the easiest job clearly has turned out to be the hardest. But like anything, the hardest work brings the greatest rewards. Welcome to episode 1 of the Dad Game. Let's get into this. Welcome back to the channel and to another video. This is Dad Gaming. I am COLUMBANGO, and this video is the first video in my ongoing series called the Dad Game Playlist. The videos here in the Dad Game Playlist are essentially my philosophies on fatherhood and what fatherhood means to me. The videos are going to talk about the rules and expectations I set for myself to earn that game time that I love so much. Sure, this is a gaming channel, but my gaming videos and my game time are a small piece of what I do on a daily basis. The videos in this series will discuss the most important game I play every day. Let's start from the beginning. My love and passion for gaming and the game industry started way back in the day. I was probably in 3rd grade, and I definitely was in 3rd grade because I got the Sega Genesis from my parents as a Holy Communion gift. You know, thanks be to God, I got the Sega Genesis. I wanted it so bad, and my parents asked me, "What do you want for your communion?" I told them the Sega Genesis, and there it was. So I remember taking this thing out of the box, and the system came with Sonic the Hedgehog, the original. I put the game in, and I started playing, and from then on, I was hooked. And you know, the years go by, and you know, you don't realize this, that you know, when you're in middle school and when you're in high school, you really don't have a lot of responsibility. And you know, I made good grades in school. I could play my games. You know, I played sports as well. Everything was great. And then, you know, eventually you go off to college and you get through that, and then you meet a girl and you get through that, and then you get married and you get through that, and the level of responsibility just compounds. And then you bring on baby number 1. And when the kids start arriving, for you parents out there, you know that your time is limited, your free time is limited, and you got to make the most of it. But at the same time, you don't want to, you know, not do the best you can for your kids as well. And I noticed as the years were going by, my game time got less and less because I had more responsibility, and I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy playing these games, so I had to find the balance. Now, once I became a father, a few parents out there, everything changes. It's like a switch in your mind, okay? For me, I thought I had a lot of responsibility before I became a dad, and as soon as my son was born 8 years ago, his birthday is actually tomorrow. He's going to be 8 years old. As I'm recording this now, his birthday is tomorrow. Once the switch is flipped, your priorities change, and yeah, you know, I love my game time, but being a dad is number 1. And I've always tried to be the best example I could be for my children. I always try to, you know, steer them in the right direction, like any parent would. But, you know, you bring on kid number 2, and then kid number 3, and then kid number 4, and kid number 5. You know, life gets challenging. It gets pretty hectic. And I need an outlet where I can kind of temporarily forget what I have going on in my life. I could put on a game, get sucked into the story of that game, or I could play a multiplayer game and, you know, get sucked into the competition of that. And it's a temporary break from reality that personally I need, and something I enjoy to do. And I knew that when that switch was flipped and I became a father, that took precedence over everything else. So as the years went by, I had to really focus on myself and focus on organizing my mind and organizing my daily routine to be the best dad I can be and, get that relaxation slash game time that I value in my life. And then my wife asked me the big question. My wife asked me a number of years ago to stay home. At the time, it was stay home temporarily, with my kids while she finished up something in her career that she was pursuing. And she asked me to stay at home for a year or so with my 2 boys at the time. And I was a teacher for years. I taught high school, I taught English, I taught special ed, I did a yearbook for a high school. And I looked at my wife and I said to her, honey, are you sure about this? Would this really make you happy? And she said to me, if I know the boys, and I had only boys at the time, my little girl came later. If I know the boys are home with their dad and not at some daycare or what have you, any kind of childcare center, it would give me peace of mind and I could focus on my work. So, being the good husband I am, I said, okay, I'll take a temporary leave of absence from teaching. And I thought, man, this is going to be sweet. I get to spend all day with my 2 boys. I can just hang out with them. I take care of them, whatever. Easiest job in the world. I was wrong. If you ever, take care of kids and you're with kids all day long, it can be daunting at times. I mean, they crave your attention. If you're with them, they're awake, they're in the room, they crave your attention. And you know what? It's hard not to give it to them. They're my children. I love hanging out with them. I love being around them, and they deserve that. They deserve that from their father. And so I was staying at home for about a year, and then my wife asked me again if I wanted to stay home full time for a little while the kids were small, and it would make her life a lot easier in her career. And you know what? It made sense for me to do that, and here I am today. And then, we had 2 kids, which became 3 kids, which became 4 kids, and now we just had our 5th child. And the day-to-day taking care of them is the most rewarding experience, and it's the most challenging experience. I could say that. Each kid has their own demands. Each kid has their own personality, and you have to adapt as a father to each child to be the best version of yourself for them. And that's no easy task. Really quickly, if you like what you see so far in this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Dad Gaming. I really appreciate your support. Let's continue the conversation of the dad game. Now, fast forward to today. I have my 5 children. I have it on lock to a certain degree, okay? I know how all of them tick. I know what, each of them like. I know what they dislike. I know them in and out, so to speak. And every day, I try to be the best version of myself for them. And at the end of the day, when I know I did that for them, when I was there for them when they needed me, when I was there to make them laugh, when I was there to make them lunch, when I was there to break up a fight, okay? If I know that I did my job as a dad, then when I sit down and I get a chance to play that game, it makes game time that much more worth it to me. And sure, I'll tell you right now, there are days that I fail. I mean, every parent fails. It could be at least one failure a day, but failure is part of the game. And when you fail, it makes you a better person. It makes you a better parent, and it sharpens your sword. And ultimately, you'll become the best version of yourself through failure, and parenting is no easy task. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's the motto I've developed for my own self-discipline. And that motto is earn to play, play to win. Earn to play. I'm the best dad I can be. I'm the best husband I can be. And I earn the right to play these video games at the end of the day. I have a rule with myself. I don't play any games during the day. I focus on my wife. I focus on my children. And I try to do the best job that I can. I earn the right to play these games. Because let's face it, everybody, These are video games. They're meant to be entertaining. They're not the be-all, end-all of everything. You have to earn the game time. And then the play-to-win piece is that when I do get to play, I play to win and I play to dominate in every game that I play, because time is money and my time is valuable. So if I'm going to play a game, I'm going to destroy people in that game. I'm going to beat that game, and I'm going to receive great satisfaction that I know that I did the best I could for my family during the day. And then when nighttime rolls around and I get an hour or two to play whatever game I'm playing, I'm gonna destroy it. So yeah, that is my philosophy for episode 1 of the Dad Game. Earn to play, play to win. And you know what? If I'm going to relate this to any other hobbies that anybody else has, say, you're a guy, say you play, recreational softball, say you play, basketball, whatever. Say you play cards with your friends on a Friday night. Yeah, you have a poker night, okay? Do the best you can in your daily life, okay? And you're going to know if you're doing a good job or not. Do the best you can, put the effort in, because then when that game time happens, you go in with a clear head and knowing that you did the best you can, in your personal life, and now you're going to destroy the competition in that game. And for me, it makes it fun. It makes that game time worthwhile, and it's helped me find the balance in my life that I need to try to be the best version of myself for my wife, for my kids, and then in my gaming life. In the next video in the Dad Game playlist, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is obviously very near and dear to my heart. It's a topic that rocked my world at the time, and I still struggle with this every day. When my first son was born, we noticed some developmental delays, and that led us, my wife and I, to take him to the doctor. And my oldest son was diagnosed with autism, high-functioning autism, at 2 years old. In the next video, in episode 2 of the Dad Game, I'm going to be talking about the struggles. I'm going to be talking about the embarrassment at times. I'm going to be talking about a sense of hopelessness I feel from time to time in dealing with my son having this diagnosis. But ultimately, in that video, I'm going to be talking about how my eldest son turned me into a man. I was a boy before he was born. Even when I got married, I was still a little boy. When he was born and I learned about how he was developing, that turned me into a man. My son, when he was born, like I said, his birthday is tomorrow. He's going to be 8 years old tomorrow at the time when I'm recording this. When he made me a father, the bond I have with him is unlike anything else. Even, I'm close with all of my children, but the bond between my eldest son and I is very special in a lot of ways, and I'm going to talk about that in my next video. He's shaped me into the man I am today, and I'm very thankful for that. I couldn't imagine my life without him, and I'm just really excited to share that story. I'll see you all in the next video in the Dad Game. Thanks so much for watching.